Welcome, 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 everyone, one and all. First and foremost, don't worry, Crescent will be joining us. As always, her aviationary duties have been brutal, but she, as far as I can tell, is about to land and will be riding home on her motorbike as fast as supernaturally possible. So if you suddenly hear my wife screaming in the distance as she slams through the garage door, you know why. But she will be joining us soon enough. So, as always, for everyone old and new, everyone go ahead and introduce yourselves.
My name is Shin, but in these dark times, in these waning nights, I am Grayson Titan Holland, and I bring a little bit of magic to this table.
Hello, everyone old and new. I play Acer Zoran.
You can call me Blue, and I'm going to be playing Onyx tonight.
As always, I am your ever benevolent, but definitely watchful storyteller, Peter Needham. Crescent will be joining us very soon. In the meantime, let's go ahead and continue our vampire story. Onyx. The panic ensues. People begin screaming and shouting, pushing each other. You immediately are almost knocked off your feet at this sudden panic as people begin funneling towards the back way, towards the main entrance. Some people start diving towards the kitchen as well, potentially towards the back entrance. But it is a full-blown chaos almost instantaneously. Bartenders are dropping glasses and jumping over the countertops. You can see bouncers careening through the chaos, trying their best to try and calm people down with little success before you have time to either gather yourself to try and affect the situation. Above you, around you, against the walls and ceiling, massive flashes of light and delayed explosions suddenly go off, shaking and rattling you as you are now assaulted in blinding bright light. I need you to go ahead and make a roll for me. Your heightened senses are still going. I need a wits plus resolve, please.
3 successes.
That's just enough. As soon as you feel the heat and light, you manage to just tuck your head down, cover your head for just a split moment, covering your ears, dulling your senses in time. Your heightened senses has stopped for now, but you're not disorientated from the sudden rush. And as you open your eyes cautiously, you are now standing in the middle of hellfire. As immediately above you, flames begin to roll rapidly across the upper ceiling and down the walls. Many of the tapestries have immediately begin to catch flame as ember begins to fall down around you. People immediately begin screaming and shouting. However, to make matters worse, as the explosion takes off, there's another one right in front of you. The last one, as you can see, right above the entryway leading into the building, another explosion goes off. Front door begins to crumble in. Some people are immediately buried in rubble and scream in agony as flaming debris falls on top of them. But the front entryway immediately becomes blocked, and now you have a horde of 50 to 60 odd people swarming and massing around you. You're being shoved from side to side in this panic, fully disorientated and lost in the sea of bodies. But do you...
Okay. Where is the... Can I look for the nearest least fiery place and exit?
In a second. Are you still using...
Just taking Sorry. I'm just looking for getting a good sense of my surroundings, seeing, what possible paths there are.
Go ahead. For this case, give me a wits plus awareness.
Okay.
I will warn you at this current time, in this set of conflict, it's going to be a 3 in, 3 out. What that basically means is that in this course, you are in a dire situation. Every round that goes by, your situations get progressively worse until you find a solution. Currently, you already feel the fear, that primal fear of your beast screaming in your mind as the fire begins to burn down the side of the building. It's not close enough yet to panic you, but you already can feel that anxiety start to trip.
Just 2.
2 successes.
Mm-hmm.
Don't forget, if you want to roll, try and get higher, you can always try and burn a willpower to re-roll if you want to.
Sure, why not?
All right, you take 1 point of superficial willpower damage. You may re-roll up to 3 black die.
Okay.
In your case, non-hunger died, because I know you're using traditional numbers still.
Yes. Okay, that's better. So that's 3 now.
3 successes. It's extremely disorientating, to say the least. People are shoving past you, shoving behind you. You're having a hard time even keeping your footing as you're being shoved from left to right. As now, at this point, people have begun to try and clear some of the debris, burning themselves in desperation. People are slamming against the glass panes. Currently, the main entrance has caved in. You hear people screaming in panic and in agony as much of the debris from the foundation of the ceiling as well down to the ground have begun to crumble and cave in as an explosion has barricaded that way out. People are in pain as some of them have been buried in the flaming rubble. Other people are trying to help and pull people out, putting themselves at risk. It is a very dangerous situation. That entryway is, for all intents and purposes, blocked with a sea of people between you and it. The back way, where the kitchen was, where you went to originally. People are funneling towards that way as well as it appears to be going that way. The flames are starting to spread rapidly, and as dangerous as the situation is, things are starting to catch fire. However, what you do notice, as you can see, the only other known exit that you are aware of, towards the back of the building, you see Jordan, as well as 2 of his bouncers, as they are both all crouched and moving very quickly against the wall, trying their best to cover themselves from the burning debris, and they are also making their way back there.
Towards the back?
Towards the back kitchen.
Okay. Is there any, like, fallen chairs, things like that around me?
Where you're standing? I believe you were still hanging by the bar last time, correct?
Yeah. Can I grab, like, a bar stool?
Absolutely. There is definitely bar stools, other broken glassware, turned over liquor bottles. You are in a space where you can definitely pick up something if you like.
Okay. How far away is Jordan?
Currently, maybe about 20 feet away, but there's a sea of maybe about 30 people between you and it. Trying to move through quickly is going to be difficult.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry, trying to figure this out.
It's okay. Take your time.
So between me and the windows, is that there's 30 people, or between me and him, there's 30 people?
Between you and Jordan. Between you and the windows, this is probably the rest of the bulk of people. More than you can count off a glance, but there's definitely a lot of people. Oof. Most of the windows now have been crowded, at least in pairs of 5 or 6, of people banging on the windows as hard as they can. We're grabbing stools and whatever they can get their hands on. Some of the more stronger individuals are slamming things against the windows, and you are noticing they are just bouncing off. Here's that first quick glance. It's stronger than normal glass.
Okay. Not going to waste my time with that then. I'll start heading towards him.
Okay. It's going to be 2 rolls. As this is still called this conflict. By the way, are you grabbing anything from the stools or bar tops, or is that just about the glass? Because I will remind you that Grayson currently has your gun.
Yes. Is the bar stool made of wood?
It is.
I'm going to break off a leg.
Easy enough. With your basic strength, you slam down, rip off. You have a nice chunk of jagged wood, chair leg now in your hand as a weapon. Or tool. Good.
I'm going after Jordan. Not like attacking, but like
you're going to push through this crowd.
Yeah, I mean, if he makes me, but you know.
Fair enough. Are you trying to just force your way through with brute force, or are you trying to somehow appeal to the crowd just to get out of your way?
Not like I'm not gonna waste my time trying to ask, say excuse me or something, but it's more like, a good mosh pit shove. I know my way through a tough crowd.
Fair enough. I'll say for this, if you're gonna go mosh pit style, let's go ahead and use straight plus streetwise.
All right. Yeah, I'm trying to basically, move through, but I'm not just smacking people out of my way, but
Or performance, whatever's higher for you.
There you go. What was it again?
Either a strength plus either performance or streetwise, whatever's higher for you. This is more of an attitude thing rather than a pure brute force type thing.
4.
4 successes. As you are using your elbows, your shoulders, everything you can, and using that chair like a little bit of leverage, you're just swinging back and forth, shoving people off to the side. For someone as dainty as you, you've been in a crowded pit before. It's not the first time you've probably knocked over someone twice your size and laugh to tell the tale as you help them back up as they wipe a bit of blood off their nose. In this case, it is definitely going to good use, but it's nowhere near as festive. As you are swinging out, just getting knocking people out of the way, as you're just shoving your way through, immediately though, as a chunk of flaming rubble hits right above your feet, you have to skirt away from it. Just in the nick of time, I do need you to make a composure plus resolve.
3.
Bit of wood support from the ceiling has broken away and fallen straight at your feet. You're able to back up just in time. You immediately begin to feel that fear as you just quickly sidestep around it and keep moving, not looking at the fire, calming your nerves. Fine. But you do manage to push through just in time to see the last of Jordan's bouncers start to come around the corner towards the kitchen.
Yeah, I'm barreling ahead towards them.
As you immediately slide around the corner, you do find Jordan as he is heading towards the back way. Many of the cooks, and as well as other staff, as well as some people back here, have begun pushing themselves toward the back entrance. You can see in the far back of the room, past a lot of now scattered cookware, pots and pans and debris, stoves still going on. Things have just been dropped where they are. People are trying to get out. As this back kitchen is also in flames. Immediately, just based on your PI nature, this was calculated. And you can definitely see getting out of this building is going to be a lot harder than you think. But in the meantime, as people are now beginning crowding on the door, trying to shove this door open that has now begun to warp and bend from some of the intense heat coming down, people have to kind of pull themselves back as rubble is immediately beginning to fall quickly in this background area as well. About 10 people now barricade this wall, all trying to shove their way out in a panic. You see Jordan with his bouncers are now shoving people off to the side. They haven't noticed you as they seem to be beelining towards something. They begin moving their way to the cook station. Bouncers begin pulling people, tossing them aside. They hit the ground hard. Some people actually cry out in pain at the force of it being thrown. As you do see in Jordan's hand, a magnum. And he is swinging it, and he is pistol whipping anyone in his way. 2 people immediately go down as he just shoves them out of the way with a grunt, and you see he's actually going towards the walk-in freezer.
Can I reach him?
Currently, there's about 2 bounces between you and him. You're right behind them. If you're moving quickly, you can't get up to them, but they're in your way.
Okay.
These are very large men, probably roughly about 5'8" to 6 foot tall, broad shoulders, dressed to the nines. Some of them, they're very dirty now. You can see a bit of char off one side of one individual. Seem to may have caught fire a little bit in the struggle.
Do they seem human?
You can spend time trying to figure that out if you want.
No. Okay, we're in a kitchen, right?
We're in a kitchen.
Cool. What kind of utensils are around me?
Immediately, you have enough dice for this, just to go ahead and do a steady pass. Looking around immediately, you see pots and pans of different types of food, like still sizzling and hot up on the tray, and different appetizers. You do see nearby serving utensils like spatulas and tongs and other type of heavy cookware. You see plates and glasses ready to be shoveled out. You do see dining ware such as steak knives and forks. Over on the far side, on a separate side of the prepping aisle, which you would have to move around to get to, there is a chopping station where maybe vegetables were prepared. You do see a knife and a block on a floating block on the wall not too far away, though you would have to try and get through a couple people to get to it. Immediately.
So do I have a knife in reach? Was it
a steak knife? A steak knife you could grab.
Do we have any cast iron?
There's definitely hot skillets nearby if you want to grab it.
I would like to grab, I'm going to roll up my sleeve and we're going to grab a cast iron.
Fine enough. You quickly roll up your sleeve real quick and you reach over and you grab a cast iron. It's warm, but not immediately hot to the touch, even with the clothes on. So it looks like it's been sitting here for a hot second. But it appears to be like a plate of what appears to be like oven fried sliders. You kind of slop out off to the side, and now you have this really greasy, cheesy, hot skillet in your hand.
They're not paying attention to me, right? They're helping their boss, so I would like to strike them on the back of the head.
Are you going to try to strike both of them?
I mean, if I can do it in one fell swoop.
You can definitely try. It will split your roll. You can try.
Okay.
All right, for this, this is going to be a strength plus melee. So get your dice tool, cut it in half, so you have 2 little piles, and then roll them individually, because that's going to be you striking both people at once.
Okay.
No, I respect the idea.
It's unconventional.
You know what? Anything will do at this point.
That is what we do here.
Cool. Okay. So the first one, 2 successes,
Okay.
and then 2 successes
2 successes. Well,
on each one. Yeah.
if you were curious if they were mortal, you got your answer.
Cool.
Because immediately, as you get back, you steps up. One fell swing. You hear that hard iron thunk as they scream in pain and hit the deck as they both take 2 points of aggravated damage. Getting hit in the back of the head by an iron pan is not necessarily a healthy thing for a mortal, as you can immediately see large gashing of blood start coming down the back of their head, and they both hit the ground.
Gotcha.
Immediately, Jordan spins around, his magnum in his hand, just as he opens the freeze, like, shit! As he immediately, without stopping, pulls the door back and slips to the hide and closes the door behind him. At this time, you do hear second set of explosions right behind you, and you feel that heat begin to burn just inches away from you. Go ahead and give me another composure and resolve. A little harder.
4.
4 successes, just enough.
Skinned my teeth.
Skin your teeth as you immediately just, without thinking, you just dive, tumble, and roll and come and spin behind you to see that some of the debris behind you, some of the wall itself, has now begun to break and crumble inward as now fire is beginning to lick down, halfway down the walls. Now black smoke is beginning to fill even the back of this kitchen. You can hear people screaming more desperately behind you as you get the sense that the main room has now begun to become increasingly engulfed. People are probably dying behind.
Cool. So there's no way to get. He's locked this. I'm guessing he's locked this thing in front of me.
He closed the door.
Okay, I'm gonna try and open it.
Immediately opens. One thing about walking freezers, they don't really lock from the inside.
It's good. Okay. I don't know. I figured it's some sort of panic room. Okay, is he in there?
Not. As you open the door, you feel that cold air rush over you. You look inside. You see it's a very long walk-in freezer. It's about 8 feet wide in sense. There are shelves of food and other things. There are 2 large freezers up to your left. Very big, almost different compartments, like the type of freezers you would put inside of the freezer, a cold box, etc., especially where you want to keep certain things organized. Shelves of food to your right, crates of other produce in here. You do see large boxes of different beers and liquors that need to be kept cold. Go ahead and give me a Wits plus investigation.
Okay. Six
successes. As you immediately peek your head and looking around, you can't help but notice that one of the very large additional freezer boxes inside this walk-in is slightly crooked. Everything looks very organized in here, but this is off. And you hear in your mind a heartbreaking whisper. Move the freezer, love. You can't be far.
I don't need that right now. Go ahead and move it open.
You quickly grab it, begin pushing it up the side, and it does have some give. You're able to get a viewpoint, and you see behind there, there's a trapdoor on the floor.
Okay. Going through there.
Okay. Immediately, you begin pulling against this freezer, getting it out of the way just enough where you do see there is, in fact, a makeshift bit of tiling that looks like a facade that's still slightly moved, and you pull it back open. It is dark down there. You can hear faintly over the sounds of people screaming and rustling behind you as you feel another wave of heat on the other side of the open freezer door, as you can see now it's starting to turn into a raging inferno behind you as this fire is quickly consuming the building. You do faintly hear distantly the sound of heavy footsteps running deeper.
I'm going to follow after him.
You're just going to jump down?
Yeah.
All right. Second thought. You leap down. Just another final explosion takes off behind you. No roll necessary. As you dive into the dark. In the meantime, Grayson, Mr. Titans, as you look up and shit, as you heave and push this dumpster into place, you feel the rusty metal, the rusty wheels squeaking against you, but you dig your heel in and put your shoulder back into it, and it gives mercilessly to your strength. And you watch this Crest just in the nick of time switch, tuck Acer into her arms, and hard into the dumpster. You feel the entire thing rattle as you hear just groan as the both of them have landed in the dumpster.
Well, safety net, close as we can get. Is anybody dead in there? Or
you look over to see Acer still clutched in Crescent's arms, just trying to move about, but you get now to finally see a state of Crescent as she is just head back and groaning in pain in the dumpster itself. It's like, not this time, Thin Blood. Oh, as you can see from her lower neck to her collarbone and shoulder, what should be there is gone. A massive chunk of flesh has been blown away as it's already starting to try and knit itself back together. You can see small bits of muscle and sinew snapping out and reaching to each other to just try and just repair some of this damage. A millimeter to the left, it would have taken her head off. At this point, rapid explosions be going off different sections of the building. You have to kind of cover your head for a moment, Grayson. As you can see nearby, maybe about 20 feet away of one corner of the building, just erupts into flame. Another section erupts into flame, and people begin to scream and yell. You can hear balancers screaming, "It's back up to oh shit!" Another explosion as rubble begins crumbling down from around the corner, probably you guess towards the front entrance, and it hits you. Onyx has just went in there.
Go in and I'm gonna grab Acer. Are you alive?
Yeah, just she's gripping really tight.
I'm just gonna grab both of them, pull them out of the dumpster.
Crescent just lets go of you. Lets go of Acer.
Just take care of her. I gotta go help those people.
She went in there. Maybe I look. Can I see the kitchen exit where I saw the guy that I talked to?
You do see the kitchen entrance. At this point, you can hear loud shouts of panic from the inside of this building. You can see just on the very slim, tiny bit of crack underneath the door, there is bright light coming from underneath. As you're looking around, different sections of this building seem to already be billowing with black smoke and fire. You've experienced this before. You are absolutely certain this is Duncan's work. His tactics have been initiated. Any exit is a hot spot for disaster. At least any obvious exit.
Hey, sir, I know who this is, and I think you know who it is as well. He's going to have more. If you want to go back in there, he's going to be prepared for it.
Yeah, but I got a plan. I don't know if it'll work, but it's better than trying nothing. I just stay within the mist, okay?
At this point, unfortunately, sir, your mist only lasts for one scene, and it's already fading.
Oh, fuck it. Okay. How long before it completely dissipates?
Currently, you guys have a little bit of color in this alleyway, but it's going to end any second. It's already petering out. The strength of it has made it last longer and more intensely, for sure, but it's not going to last much longer. You can already feel the effects beginning to empty out of your system.
Remember when I crashed your car into the building?
I am reminded of the same scene multiple times. What about it?
Good. We need a truck.
I don't have a truck.
I'm pretty sure one of these party people does. Come on, we gotta find something sturdy enough to crash into the stadium.
Wait, you want to crash into the building?
We need to make an opening for people to escape. As far as I know, not a lot of people are escaping.
Storyteller, can I ask a question?
Always.
That door, the kitchen door.
Mm-hmm.
What does the door look like? It's just like
it would be a very, very standard but very thick back door. Do you want to spend time to try and investigate it further for specifics, or do you just want a passing glance?
No, I want specifics because.
All right, go ahead and give me for this. This is gonna be an intelligence and investigation.
I have one of those things.
Did you try and discern the specifics of the store?
I have one of those things.
You can always rouse, use blood bags, and willpower at your disposal.
I will, let me see. How about, what does 2 successes buy me?
2 successes. It's a door. It's not necessarily rocket science. Looking at it briefly, you can already tell that this particular door has been reinforced. It is a thicker, heavier steel door. You tap on it, and it doesn't sound hollow. It sounds solid, which would indicate that this place probably had higher security, which makes sense because it is a Thin Blood haven. However, there is no handle on the outside. There is a key lock, but kind of looking at it, it doesn't look like the standard type of key threshold. It definitely looks like a very unique type of key would fit in here, and probably one given to the staff. Looking at it, it's very heavy due to hinges. The frame itself is made of reinforced metal, driven straight into the concrete, and everything around it is brick, and you can only imagine what type of reinforcements behind it, but it's definitely a solid door.
Would I be able to discern that lock is... Basically, if that lock is gone, there's the door, I could open it.
Potentially. You have no idea what's on the other side, if there's maybe a secondary deadbolt of some kind, or if there's other latches on the inside, but at least you saw, based on your memory, the attendant stick his key, which he had a very large key ring full of different keys. So you did see him stick into one of those, and while pulling on the key, he was able to open the door. So, potentially.
And you said hinges. Okay.
There are hinges. They are heavily reinforced. They look pretty thick.
Do I do this now?
Up to you. What do you want to do? Don't forget, you also have Onyx Beretta currently sitting in your hand.
I'm good with guns.
Just so you're aware.
Yes. And I put that in my pocket like, ooh, okay. All right. That's not mine. That is a gun. All right. Acer, I'm going to try something. If you want to go look for a truck, go for it.
All right, then you'll take care of her. As I point to Crescent, who still looks like she's in a daze.
Oh, fuck me.
Yes, I know the feeling.
Fuck
that
you.
No, I mean that one specifically.
Yeah. Oh.
All right, cool. Hopefully I don't actually kill someone this time. All right, truck. And then he's just going to run off.
Okay. So, since you were investigating the door, Acer, you take off. Immediately as you reach down the end of the aisle, heading back towards the main street, come around the corner, it is a hellscape in front of you. As you look past the corner for a second, you can see bright white and red light flooding through the multicolored windows, and you can hear the sounds of screaming people, panicking, slamming on the glass repeatedly. You can peek over, and you do see through the frosted glass the still people grabbing large objects and slamming them. You see bodies just pounding against it as hard as they can. You can see the one bouncer that was guarding the front entrance as he has recoiled back and collected himself. The main entryway that was open has collapsed in. He's grabbing one of the large velvet poles, and he is just slamming on the glass, trying to break, but he's just bouncing off as he's just cursing and screaming. What do you want to do?
Okay, I'm going to yell at him, and I'm going to be like, hey, do you have a car?
Lure? That fucking matter!
Because you're going to need something bigger than that. And I'm going to look around. Is there any car at all that I can shove through that window?
Define shove a car through a window.
I would presume the window is about...
It's roughly about 6 feet, 6.5 feet tall. There are sections of 3 with brick and pillar supporting in between of them. They're very artistic. They're frosted glass of different color where bright light is not flooding out of it, obviously, from the massive amounts of Inferno that is happening. There are a few cars parked on the street. It is definitely the middle of the club hour. Closest one appears to be a Honda Civic.
Closest one. Oh, my first car. Yeah, I'm going for that one.
All right, you run up to it, immediately pull on the handle, it's locked.
Oh, that's cute. I'm going to take my dagger and break the window.
Give me a strength plus melee. Actually, strength plus larceny. Whichever's better for you.
Yeah, melee's better. So that is 3 successes.
3 successes, more than enough. You lean back, aim the butt of your dagger, and the window just splatters open.
Yeah, I'm going to unlock that sucker, and I'm going to try and hotwire it through the bottom.
You can hear that car alarm goes off as soon as that window shatters inward. You pop that. It's an old-fashioned lock as you just kind of reach over and pop it open, pull that door open as the now alarm is now blaring in your ear. You're trying to hotwire this. Give me an intelligence plus larceny.
Okay. That's going to be 2 successes.
Successes. Not necessarily difficult. It's an older car. I'll say it's enough. Not necessarily very stable either, but as you just kind of take your dagger, rip off a giant chunk of paneling underneath the steering wheel, you wiggle yourself inside very awkwardly. It's a very compact little car as you're just speaking, grabbing some wires, like, fuck, how do I do this again? Takes you a few tries. You're pretty sure you destroyed some of the systems in this car. No doubt. But eventually you find the hot wires and you... The car is still blaring its alarm, but it comes to life.
Baller, I'm going to turn on the high beams and I'm going to honk the horn because I'm aiming it straight at the glass. I want the guy to move.
All right, you immediately get the car, shut the door behind you, turn on the high beams and begin pulling out. High beams go up as he looks around and you just hear him go, shit! Oh, where's the window? As he literally jumps out of the way.
So yeah, I'm going to wait for him to jump out of the way. I'm glad he did that because that would have been the second time I forgot to do that. And as soon as he jumps out of the way, I'm for it.
Okay.
I mean, for the audience's knowledge, if you don't have Highway to Hell playing in your head, then the scene is not complete.
Sadly, I'm pretty sure I pulled out one of the raising wires.
Oh, yeah. The only thing that's really... In fact, the high beams are even kind of flickering a little bit. This car is probably not necessarily in a good state from the amount of butchery you did to get this thing started.
Aether's just making his own music now. Just... Another one.
All right, for this, this is going to be a matter of trying to, not necessarily getting through the wall, but not try to mowed out a bunch of people while you're at it. Go ahead and give me a wits plus drive.
Ooh, okay. 2, 3 plus 1 drive. That's going to be 4 successes.
4 successes. Keep that in mind. As we go back over to Titan.
I'm going to go up to the door and I kind of muddle around with the hinges a little bit, try to like move them back and forth.
The metal is hot and it does not want to give you.
I didn't think you would. And I'm gonna look around the alley. Is there anyone like paying attention?
You look around real quick. There's no one necessarily standing around gawking at you. Every now and then you do see the occasional people not too far away sprinting down one side of the street. A bouncer taking off down the alleyway on the opposite side. People just generally fleeing this area. As it's very apparent now, as people that were in line have now fled. Whoever is on the outside have now fled. As this is no longer a performance. This is a terrorist strike, essentially. So you are essentially not necessarily being looked at. You're not necessarily the biggest target here as the building is up in flames.
Excellent. I'm going to bite the inner bit of the palm of my hand, and I'm going to activate Scorpion's Touch.
Oh, okay. Give me a rouse check.
All right. Come on, baby. I need you here. Do not get hungry. As I bite my palm, I take it. Okay.
He has arrived. Go get ready. Grayson's doing a thing, and we'll go into intermission.
Yeah. So I bite the inner part of my palm, and I start to meld the blood out. Mm-hmm. But as I do, it actually starts to take shape of like a very... Basically, it starts to look like a very like a fantasy tiny bloody scorpion in my hand.
It begins to twist and swirl like the strange bubbling concoction that almost crawls out of the wound on your hand into your palm.
That's it. Now, bite. And I hold my hand out and I let it jump onto the hinges. It
leaps out of the wound, the ichor turning a slightly blackish color as it just splatters itself across the hinges and immediately begins to... Let's see here. Let me double check the specifics of this. This is the first time you've used it.
This is new move right here. Never been seen. Here. Because I know Corrosive Vitae is not going to get through this.
It would, but it would take time.
Too long.
Not something we have a lot of.
No, we do not. I need the expedited.
The expedited melting. Go ahead and give me an intelligence plus blood sorcery. That's what we'll roll with.
Okay. I would like to spend a willpower to re-roll some.
Go for it.
And take those 2. Okay, better. 4 successes. Oh, wait. Oh, excuse me. Make that 5.
5 successes. Technically, this is a very paralytic, almost. How should I phrase this? A paralytic caustic type of poison itself. However, you do notice as you begin to kind of focus, using a bit of that corrosive vitae with it, it begins to rapidly eat away at the door hinge. Within maybe 10 seconds, you watch as one of the hinges just begin to pocket and just split apart as one of the hinges completely melts away. At this point, you begin to hear the sound of a very loud car alarm.
I don't even look. I just know immediately. Yep, that's him.
One of the hinges has now since melted away.
All right, well, round 2.
All right, gonna do it again. Give it the rouse check.
I will get hungry on this one, though.
That dictator in your mind. What are you doing? What are you doing, Mr. Hollander? You are not stupid enough to go diving into an inferno.
No, I'm not. Why do you think I'm not going in? We merely paved the way, my friend.
Paved the way for what? What are you trying to do? Be a sitting duck here out in the alley? You know who is here. Do you want to blow your cover and die again?
No, that's not the point, but we need to keep the other one alive. She's an asset. You saw her. She's smart. I'm not dangling her out just yet. Don't worry.
Congrats, Mr. Hall.
They've saved us before.
Okay, go ahead and give me another intelligence plus +3.
Right. Yeah. Only 3 successes this time.
Successes? Still enough. It takes you a little bit longer as you can feel that exasperation of trying to make this as caustic as possible. You begin carving through the second latch. It melts a bit slower than before, but you can already see the door is now beginning to bang as black smoke is now covering that bright light underneath the door. It begins to bill out towards you. The metal is now almost too hot to touch as you can feel that heat radiating as more explosions have been going off in the meantime. People now are screaming even louder as you can hear the sounds of desperation and panic reaching new heights. People realizing that their life is on the line as that final latch begins to melt and carve through. Hear the sounds of a very loud engine revving. Go ahead and take an intermission. Don't go anywhere. Let's give you a chance for our wonderful Asambra to now join us. But now that it's dramatically appropriate, we thank you so much. I blame Acer and him hotwiring your car badly.
Guys, I just came into the freaking stream. I'm sorry.
And he's already rammed a car through a building.
Well, that's
Again.
Anyway, Crescent. Just to help set the mood for yourself, as I know you have been listening. As you kind of take a step back, essentially allowed your pride to keep Acer from potentially going up in flames. As you plummet, you feel the cold, freezing air in front of you and the blistering hellfire behind you, coursing through the much now open chasm that used to be your shoulder. Goes through your mind as you feel yourself plummeting and looking to the sky.
Not yet. And I'm also pissed.
You begin to brace yourself and grit your teeth with sheer determination as you feel yourself crunch into something very slushy and greasy. You hear glass crack underneath you, and there's definitely a pain in your back as you landed on something a little less cushy. But you are seeing stars, dazed from the pain. The world moves around you in a bit of a blur for some time as you just focus on trying to calm down from the panic. You feel your body shaking with agony, but you have a hard time even muttering the simplest of sentences at the gaping hole in your chest, right above your shoulder, as you will it to begin to sew shut, as you force your body to try and mend, pushing your potency to the surface. After painstaking moments, you feel shoulder and sinew connect back to your neck, where you can feel your arm move once again. You're no longer inhibited, but there's now still a gaping hole in your chest, almost a blown out circle from right underneath your collarbone down to your breast, where you can now move your arm again. But even the looks, you can tell that you look like you just got a railgun shot through you, which is pretty much as close as you can get. But you finally put one hand on one part of the dumpster, one hand on the other, and you get to finally pull yourself up just to look over in time to see Grayson standing by the door as it hits the ground right in front of him as it falls off the hinges. People begin screaming as they begin climbing over each other. Flames begin to shoot out of the back way. You guys have to kind of step back and cover yourself a little bit from the intensity of the heat as people are now burned and charred and in pain, are crying and screaming as they are just fumbling over themselves, trying their best not to bottleneck this now fresh exit as you begin to vacate. And at the same time, you hear the other side as glass and bricks shatter at the sound of a car engine.
I'm gonna be stunned for a minute. I'm not responding to this. I'm just gonna crawl out of the dumpster, at least try to, and then I'll deal with whatever the fuck is going on with this.
You crawl out as people are just in a panic, not even looking at you, or just scrabbling, crawling, doing whatever they can to get out of this now exit. And people are managing to flood out, crabbling, and as you kind of like lean over and kind of get to yourself, you feel your shoes squelch by some type of bar waste, now infecting probably as much of your outfit as unfortunately possible. And you kind of get over, and Gracie now stepping out of the way. You can see from this perspective, flames rushing out of the open way, fresh source of oxygen, only fueling it further as people are literally in desperation, crawling over flaming rubble and body to get out of this entryway with some success.
Who is around me?
Currently, strangers in a lot of pain and agony, and Grayson, who is just standing out of the way of a door that is now on the ground.
Grayson?
I'm going to go over to the dumpster.
You help her out and get her back under her feet, unless you're doing something else with the dumpster.
Please don't do anything else with the dumpster.
How bad is she covered?
She is filthy. She is just a sort word. She, in your standards, is absolutely filthy and covered in grease, sauce, old alcohol that you can smell on her. You wouldn't dare touch her on a good day. Not to mention, there is now a gaping hole.
I step in front of her to cover that up, and I kind of block her, just be like, and if you wouldn't mind, you are showing a little bit.
Grayson, I really don't give a fuck. Have you looked around?
Yes, and look, I see a bunch of people, normal people.
I'm working on it, okay? What do you want me to do?
I'm telling you to just keep calm, let them go by, and then we'll go. Acer has a plan. I gave him an entrance.
Okay, are we leaving before or after the building implodes?
It's going to implode no matter what. Maybe a little bit quicker. Maybe a little bit.
I'm gonna go just somewhere else, anywhere else.
And I will go along with her.
Okay. In the meantime, while you guys kind of cool yourself off and step away, I will let you both know. Do you intend to try and help any try to get out of this building? As you step away, at the rate they're going, at the way they're doing it, people are getting hurt. And the flame has begun to funnel out of this exit. Without intervention, people are going to die painfully.
I'm going to go over. I'm not going in, but basically whoever falls, I'm going to pick them up and like move that, like kind of like grab them and then move them towards the open street.
Okay, go for this. Go give me a composure plus resolve, as you are willingly have to push yourself closer to the flame.
And composure.
It's not hard to pick people off the ground. It's the battling the innate fear without getting close enough to frenzy.
I'm just gonna look at Grayson. What? I thought we were going.
Well.
Okay, but you're gonna get yourself hurt.
I'm not going inside.
A torrent just brushes right past you.
God.
Wait, where did Acer go?
Did I hear the crash?
Oh yeah, you heard the rubber on cement and the loud crash and the shattering of glass.
Yeah, so I only got 2 successes. I don't think I'm getting very close to that.
2 successes.
Yeah.
So you have a choice as you hesitate. Either take a little bit of willpower damage to try and help these people to get them out faster, or you can pull back. Essentially, it's succeeding at a cost. It's not low enough for you to risk frenzying, but you are going to be taking some willpower damage to try and help these people.
I'll take the willpower damage. I'm okay with that.
Okay, you do 2 points of superficial willpower damage. As you immediately begin to just lean back as you feel some of the hair on your side of your face singe at this rushing amount of heat and flame. You're able to ground yourself as you're pulling people one after another as they tumble out of this inferno, kind of patting some people out quickly as they're charred. You people hear crying and screaming, grabbing you, thank you so much, as you see the one individual that was out smoking before, like grab onto the front of your lapel, getting body fluid and ash all over the front of your suit shirt, as he's like gripping onto you in just a whole panic. Part of his face is badly burned as you kind of shove him off to the side. I just in a different voice going, get safe. And I'm intentionally having a weird voice about it. They're immediately just bubbling after you. You're trying one after another, feeling grubby, filthy hands grab onto you just in desperation as you kind of pull people over the ravine, leaning back and do whatever you can to resist the innate fear of standing right at hell's doorstep, metaphorically speaking. Bouncing over now. We're going to go ahead and jump back to Onyx for a moment. As you descend darkness, you feel yourself land maybe about 10 feet down, not too far, onto hard stone. There is very dim, flickering light down here. As soon as you land, you hear a loud from down a corridor, a very long single-lane hallway that enters out into a very large room. You can see some kind of table that's been kind of blown up to the side. Chairs, a couple chairs splayed out, is dimly lit. A very large steel shuttered door on the far end that is closed. You do see there is a visor component cut into the center of it that is also shut. As you hear 2 very loud gunshots, someone is screaming and crying. Things are being knocked over. And there's definitely a panic going on somewhere behind that door.
This is all happening behind a door in front of me?
Yes, you have landed. In front of you, there's a very short hallway that enters out into a very large intermediary room. A table and chairs have been knocked over in it. It's a very dimly lit room by a single hanging light bulb. There's a very thick steel shuttered door, kind of like how speakeasies used to be, at the very far end of the wall. And you've just heard 2 gunshots, the sound of panic crying.
Okay. I'm going to kind of sneak over. I don't want to be heard, but I'm going to move over to the door. I'm not going to open it. And so if it's just a big steel metal door, it does have a handle, right?
It does have a handle. There is a single latch, but as you do get closer to the door, I will say, just for sake of this, trying to be stealthy, give me a Dex plus stealth, please.
Okay. 4 successes.
4 successes. You get down very low and begin what I would like to call your PI crouch, being very careful not to step at any type of hazardous flooring that would give you away your position. Be very mindful, but quick as you can. You are silent as you get towards the door and barely touch the handle as it does open ever so slightly. It is unlatched. It seems probably whoever came through, most likely Jordan, came through in a hurry.
So you said we opened it up. You
touched it, and the door did move a little bit, signifying that it is unlocked and partially ajar. You didn't necessarily trigger anything, so to speak.
Okay. Do I hear anyone still over there, or did he just shoot and leave?
You hear the sound immediately. I'll say for this, give me a wits plus awareness.
Okay. Cool. Ooh, 5.
5. This is what you hear. After the 2 shots, you immediately react and move quickly to the door. Notice he's slightly ajar. You lean over ever so slightly. You can see a little bit into the door while listening. Immediately, you hear Jordan's voice overshadowing the sound of a woman crying. She says, "Shut up! Shut the hell up! No! I'm going to take care of
Okay,
this."
then quickly, if he's there, if I can hear him, I would like to open the door as quickly and loudly as possible to get him to look at me.
Okay. So, before giving any a chance to even listen even further, aware of the room, you swing the door open loudly, standing up, showing yourself. He immediately spins and turns the gun, training it on you. You can see... Go ahead.
When he's spinning, like the second I get eye contact, before he can, like... I'm hoping it takes a second, but can I yell, "Don't move"?
Are you trying to dominate him?
Yes.
Let's see.
I have mesmerized, so I
do.
Yeah.
Just so you know, it can be a very complex command. You have his eye contact in this moment, and it's relatively quiet down here.
Then I would like to say, do not leave my side. Don't leave my side.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a manipulation plus domination. He's gonna make his roll to fight it.
Yeah, don't move and don't leave my side. Yeah, I guess. Apparently I get hungrier.
All right. As you shout out this command, you can see the reflection of the door next to you as your own reflection turns to you a smile, that heavy metal persona going, "Why are you being so damn passive? Just smash his fucking brains in. He's the perp. He's obviously guilty. Let's get some action going."
And all you'll hear her say then is repeat to herself, almost in this is in her, she's just whispering under her breath in a very sing-songy kind of recited way. She is going to quote Oscar Wilde, and she is going to say, "Not everyone is good, but there's good in everyone, because every saint has a past, every sinner has a future."
As you're speaking and trying to say this, your own voice kind of overlays in your own mind, like, "Not this fucking religious, philosophical bullcrap. You know what? Fucking horseshit." This constant intermingling of your own thoughts fighting against each other. Go ahead and give me your roll.
Yeah. Okay, it was 5 successes.
How many?
5.
5 successes. Okay, let's see here. It's gonna be his intelligence plus resolve. You said 5?
Yeah.
He's going to burn a willpower. Unfortunately, burning a willpower, he gets a total of 7.
No.
It was a good shot. But as soon as you reach out with your mind and see this command, you like eye contact. You see his eyes dilate, or he just kind of freezes for and hesitates for a split second before 3 shots go off toward you real quick. See if he hits you. For this case, go ahead and give me a dexterity plus athletics, the -2 penalty to try and get out of the way in time.
Okay. 3 total.
3?
Yeah, 3 total.
That is enough. As you immediately seeing a split-second moment of consciousness reach, you go, "Shit," and you manage to pull back just in time, bracing your back against the door as you feel shots just whiz by you and narrowly missing you. Immediately as you spin by, you hear him, "I wouldn't come any closer, beautiful. This doesn't concern you. Just get the fuck out of here, leave me in my business, and I'll pretend I never saw you."
3 shots.
All right, 3.
What kind of gun is it?
I'll say for this. In the split moments you did see him, go ahead and give me a wits plus awareness to see if you can gather that information quick enough. Or wits plus firearms, whatever is higher for you.
Okay. 3, 4.
4 successes?
Mm-hmm.
You would know that the gun he has in his hand is a variation of a Magnum. The magazine did not look very large. 3 shots out, probably could have anywhere between 3 to 4 shots left. Standard issue.
He just shot several women that I overheard
That is
as
true.
well.
So that is 5 shots. So you'd be looking, probably estimating 2 to 3 shots probably left in that magazine. Not sure if they did have a ostentatious color to it. You do see it was plated, so it appears that this firearm may be customized. So, but your guesstimation is anywhere between 2 to 3 shots left in that magazine before he has to reload.
Okay.
I'll say, and also that same moment, you did notice, just between your very high perception rolls up to this point, you did notice immediately that there are 2 piles of ash on the ground. A very large lab area where all sorts of beakers and glass and vials have been knocked and crashed over. You saw in one arm he did have what appears to be a collection of binders and papers in one side. You definitely can still hear the sounds of a woman crying, and definitely in a panicky state, and the sounds of chains rattling and the sounds of snarling.
Okay, yeah. Cool. There's nothing near me that I can like dive behind or for. No. Oh no, I don't have anything to shoot him with. Crap.
You do not. Currently, right now, okay. you have your back up against the wall. You are in full cover, but it is a doorway.
Dang it, Grayson.
Dang it, me. Dang your other personalities.
I'm gonna try and overpower him.
You're gonna try and charge him?
Yeah.
All right. So, just to be clear, how are you trying to overpower him?
Where was I at? So I dodged them, right?
Yeah, so you were standing in the doorway looking into this room. You can see at the center of this room in a brief moment, there's a very large lab table, roughly about your waist high, very thick on top of all sorts of scientific instruments that have been knocked over. Some burners are still burning. You do see a pressure pot on one end of the corner that looks like the gauge was spinning. You kind of didn't really get to see too much of the sides of the room, but he was standing on the far end of the room on the other side of this table. And right now,
someone's counting in the comments and says he's already had 6. I like this person.
See, there was 2. There was 2 shots, and there was 3 shots at you, so it was 5.
Okay, so he's got 1 more on me. Let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna. If I like dodged out of the way, I'm gonna basically use that momentum to kind of come at him at the side.
Okay, so you're trying to weave around the table and just charge him fast.
Yep, and I have stake thingy in hand. Not that it,
Okay, are you going to try and just stake him outright, or are you just going to try and hurt him with it?
I'm going to, tackle him with it forward. I'm, try and go that way.
Okay, so you're trying to grab him. Got it.
Yeah, I don't have a lot of, time if he's got a gun.
Fair enough. All right, you immediately just take two quick reflexive breath and immediately begin charging in. He immediately begins training on you. For this, go ahead and give me another dexterity plus athletics -2 as you hear him more shots come out.
Oh.
He's going to enter whatever he has left just to get himself a little extra, hopefully hit you.
Okay, can I do any of that?
You can rouse your blood to try and get a little extra, to get an extra bonus die if you'd like.
Yeah, I'd like to do that.
Give me a hunger check first, then.
Not hungry.
Brilliant. You may add 1 extra die to your roll.
Okay. That's that with the -2.
It sucks not having rapid reflexes.
4.
4 successes. So
we'll see.
So this is what happens. You do connect, but he also rolled 4 successes. This is your option. You can either try and re-roll using a willpower to try and see if you get anything higher, or you can try and tackle him at a cost, which is the cost is you're going to get shot. Up to you. You can risk potentially losing successes if you don't have any blank die to roll, or you can try and take the damage.
I guess I'll try and take it.
You're gonna take the damage?
Another chick. If Crescent can take a full bloody thing to the chest.
Right. Well then, say for this, you take 2 points of superficial damage as immediately you feel 1 shot miss just grazing your shoulder as you duck down into the room, come flying on the table. He trains. You had 3 left as bang, bang, 2 hit straight in your chest. You kind of spin around but keep the momentum going as you just full on shoulders check right into him. You feel him shout, "Damn it!" As he falls and knocks over to his feet. The gun hits the ground as it skids away somewhere off in the distance, and you now shoulder checked him to the ground. You do feel that hard sting in your chest as you take some of the damage. Those bullets flying through you, tearing away.
Okay.
You have the upper hand you on the second. As immediately, as soon as you hit the ground on top of him, immediately to your right, you're inches from you, you see two forms just lunge at you in the dim light. One face you don't recognize. The second face you do recognize immediately, as it is the boy you were looking for. But immediately you see, as arms are stretched outward, you can see extended, longer claws and fangs jutting out of his mouth as he is snarling and screaming at you, foaming at the mouth, red and veins going towards his face as he's just swinging wild at you in a full, hungry frenzy. As a massive chain collar is around his neck.
He's chained?
He's chained as he stops inches from you, not able to quite reach you.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna kind of roll with Jordan, landing on top of him, and I'm gonna have that stake right over his chest.
Are you trying to stake him, or are you just trying to intimidate him?
Intimidate.
Okay.
Well, I mean, I'm gonna have him pinned, like knees on his arms and that.
Yep, you have him grappled. Okay, for this, I would say go ahead and give me a strength plus intimidation, as you're not going through with it, taking your opening. Just trying to get his attention.
Ugh. Four
successes. Gonna burn a willpower. Immediately, as the stake comes down to his chest, you see him go wide-eyed, panic, and you stop his as he's clutching his notes to one side of him, as you see him visibly shaking. Listen, I'll cut your deal. Turn around, get the fuck out of here. I'll show you how to get out. You're not a part of this.
Can I try to do the dominate thingy again?
You can. Give me a rouse check.
Okay. Not hungry.
Good. That's your command. As you now have pinned him down with one arm, you have your stake reaching his chest, and you're making full eye contact with him.
Shut up and don't move.
Give me a manipulation plus domination.
Hmm.
Gonna burn one more willpower.
Three.
You watch as he looks at you, and he's about to speak, but the eyes dilate wide, and he drops his hand, covering the rest of his supplies, and he closes his mouth and just stares at you as your domination takes hold.
Yay!
You do feel him shaking underneath you as he's just looking at you wide-eyed, his eyes darting over to your now found vampire person, as it is just snapping wildly towards him, inches away from you guys, just snarling and spitting.
Okay. I'm gonna drag him over to the side, away from, a good distance away from that. He can't move, right?
Yep, he stays completely frozen still as you pull him over to the wall and prop him up. As you're deeper into here, you're kind of looking around, you do see Cage, crumpled and kneeling down in a corner, terrified. You can see a shock of long black hair that comes down over the knees, and eyes peering at you through the dark, slightly glowing, as the bit of light that still swings through in this room from the scuffle illuminates an ivory porcelain mask. As you can just see red tears flowing from the other side out the eye holes down the front.
Oof.
Give you time to think. We'll go ahead and bounce back over to our other compatriots who are dealing with a different problem. Acer, result of your roll, 4 successes. You end up lining up and just shrieking this little Honda Civic as hard as you can into the wall. You brace yourself and you feel the impact as glass shatters, but as soon as you were about to hit that impact, you manage to slam on the brake just enough to slow yourself instead of going straight through the building and possibly mowing over anyone on the other side. You're able to hit the glass hard as it shatters inward. Immediately, flames from the top of the ceiling by the top of the glass become fanning out in a massive torrent. You have to cover your eyes at the brightness of it as people immediately charred, burned, injured, and panicked begin climbing over the hood of the car, climbing over the window, screaming, and flooding outward as this wall has been cracked in a little bit.
Oh, good. If there's an opening, then I'm just going to back the heck up so, people have more of an area to get out.
Immediately, you throw their version, begin backing up as some of the wall begins to crumble away, allowing a little bit more passage. People begin bottlenecking out. They are climbing over each other. There is no sense of order here. It's not organized in the slightest. There's going to be casualties, but there is an escape route.
Okay, good. At least there's that. Question.
Yes.
Is our resident pink-haired, multifaceted new member anywhere in sight?
Wits plus awareness -2, as they just a throng of thick black smoke coming out with the people.
Wits plus awareness -2. Okay, so it's 3, that's 1. Awareness is 3, because I'm actually an aware little boy. 4 successes.
4 successes. In the massive plumes of blackened smoke just billowing constantly out of this building, there are small little gaps where the hot air is pushing things out. You don't see a shock of pink hair. You don't see the silhouette that would match your friend.
Oh, no, that's great. I love it when the only thing that can wipe Grayson's name clean is still on fucking fire. Yeah, I love it. How bad is the fire?
At this point, it is a raging inferno. Just being this close, you can already feel that beast just shrieking away, ready to try and pull you out of this, to make you run. You could feel that Rakshek already trying to get you to run away from this as fast as you can. This building is engulfed at this point.
As I get that feeling, I'm just going to say in my head, you know what I'm going to do, right?
You better not fucking try it. You better not fucking do it, you idiot!
I mean, we've done it before. 3 times, actually. We lived all the other times. What are the chances that we live through this one?
Not likely, you idiot! What are you doing?
I'm so happy you said that, because that's exactly what I wanted to hear from you, and I'm going to get out of the car, and I'm going to go towards
I need you to go ahead and give me a frenzy check.
3, 4, 5 successes.
5 successes. So all you can hear is that your own East Shield voice screaming, no. Just in this ever-ending scream of a bestial tone as you pull the car out, open the door, wait for your moment as there's a small break in the chaos of the crowd, and you just go running in at full flames. You close your eyes as you feel yourself leap. This is going to be difficult to jump into without getting hurt. Give me a strength plus athletics. Actually, sorry, this is more my dexterity plus athletics.
Okay.
As you are having to leap over people to get in through this window.
Okay, I don't have athletics, so all I have are dex. So
No one doing it, not
let's
me.
see. Yep, let's see what I can do here.
Don't forget, you have your 1 blood pool if you want to use some.
I do.
How many die do you want to take? How many dice do you have in total?
I have 2 die.
So if you take 2 more, you'll have 4. It would be possible. It is technically possible with 2, but not without getting hurt.
But yeah, screw it. I'll take the 2 success. I feel like I'm gonna need those bags later, so I'm gonna risk it. I'm just gonna take 2 success.
2 successes. Fortunately, it's not quite enough. You need 3. So you can try and burn a willpower, or you can try and succeed at a cost.
I can't. They're blood die.
They're blood die? Okay.
Yeah, they're blood die, because I'm at 3 hunger and I only have 2 die, so they're both red.
Then your choice is to either bail out or succeed at a cost.
What's the cost?
You're going to take some damage because you're going to get hit by this flame. You see it coming as you prepared yourself to dive in, which is why I'm allowing you to succeed at a cost. That's why, because you're calm for this second. But as you charge, you look up and see just this in slow motion, this torrent of flame coming through the small opening you're diving towards. You're going to dive straight into it, and it's going to hurt.
Okay, I'll take the cost.
Okay. As you go running full speed, you just close your eyes, you brace for it. As you leap through this very small opening, as you feel yourself coated in flame hit the ground, you feel the singe slam up against you as you take 1 point of aggravated fire damage. As it immediately gets burning up the side, you scream in agony as you hit the ground on the hard floor, tumbling over bodies and people. You open your eyes and immediately begin to feel the sting of the blackened smoke above you as you feel yourself laying about on charred human remain and rubble. People are immediately trying to just flood past you. You feel someone step on top of you and you cry in agony as you feel someone step on your torso, just trampling over you.
All right, that's fine. I'm just going to start rolling and see if I can get to the side so I don't continue getting trapped.
You just immediately start rolling, just bumping into people, trying to find your way, tossing and turning in the blackened smoke. You do eventually find yourself hitting some kind of hard surface. You feel it's probably some kind of booth or maybe a bit of wall. You kind of tuck yourself under as you kind of peek about. It is chaos. You can see there are bodies of charred people on the ground, on fire, no longer moving. The flames have now reached the floor and begin now consuming the rest of this building. It is a charred, blackened hellscape.
Okay. Where I'm hiding under, I'm really hoping this is it. Is it the counter for all the liquor?
It is not.
Damn it. Do I see it?
I'll use your previous roll before. You barely can get the sense of the direction where the bar should be, because as you're now on the ground, where there's still a little bit of visibility where the smoke is above you, you can see that there is the wall of the bar top not too far away. It is ablaze.
It's on fire.
It's on fire. This building has been consumed and engulfed.
Okay, so that rules out that plan. If I look up top, do I see where we met that one guy?
Oh, you mean Jordan? Yes, you look up. You can't really see above you. About maybe less than a foot above you. It's just a solid wall of black smoke. The only reason why you have any visibility down here is because you're lying underneath it at this point. Visibility is garbage, to say the least.
Okay. I'm going to try and make my way to the kitchen, and I'm going to just be looking for that flash of pink on my way over.
Give me another fear frenzy check, as you are going to be resisting ever-living terror the entire way through.
That's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 successes.
That is definitely enough. That a lot of that resolve really helping you out here, buddy. You just flatten yourself to the bottom. You feel your entire body just trembling, but you just keep your eyes straight ahead. You can barely see the slight corner where you know the kitchen is. You just begin army crawling, one after another. Begin making your way underneath the smoke. Come back to you in a minute, as this is pretty much all you can do right now, and you have to move slowly as we move back over to Crescent and Grayson. At this point, Grayson, the bodies have begun to slow down. You've helped as many as you can, and no more are coming behind it.
Finally. God. You people nothing better to do with your lives.
Crescent, in the meantime, what have you been doing?
I'm just gonna probably try and stay out of sight.
Give me a Dex plus Stealth.
If I'm gonna do that, I might as well shadow cloak it.
It's free.
Yes, I will then.
In this case, you may add 1 to your roll.
6 successes.
6 successes. I need to check something. Okay. In the meantime, Crescent, as you kind of pull yourself into the shadow, you feel yourself in a meld into the darkness and just kind of stay out of sight, doing the best you can as you watch Grayson. In this meantime, Grayson, as you say what you say, the last people beginning to usher their way out, the flames now just erupting through. You have yet to hear anything from Acer.
I'm gonna. Most of the people are out. I've probably lost interest by this point. I'm going to go over. Do I even still see Crescent at all?
You just give me a wits and awareness if you're looking.
Because my sense the unseen doesn't break through that either.
It does. It helps you. It helps you find hidden stuff, so you can add your aspects to that.
Oh, okay, even better. So wits and awareness, you said?
Yes.
Okay, wits. Wow, 1 success. Okay, I'm a little distracted at the moment.
She is gone.
I'm just going to look around for a moment as I see. I assume you're still around here somewhere. I was just peer around, but I make my way over to just the very opening, toward the front street, and I turn to see, I look in the direction of the car. Do I see Acer?
No, you don't. But you do feel something else. As the blaze is erupting next to you, as you turn to look around the corner, all of a sudden, Crescent, you watch in a blur of motion something fall off the nearby building, several stories, and landing right by Grayson. Before Grayson, you feel someone shove you straight against the wall. Your face hits hot stone as you feel a sharp blade up against your throat. And a familiar voice whisper, "Where's the girl?" As Duncan's voice whispers into your ear. Preston, as you pull away into the shadow, you watch as Duncan drops down from the ceiling just above you and has charged Grayson, putting a blade straight to his throat, pinning him against the wall.
What girl?
Don't play dumb with me, Mr. Holland.
Oh, thank God. At least I don't have to bullshit with you.
I can tell by your voice a mile away. Besides, ask is cheap.
Yes, it is.
You feel
You
feel the blade scrape against your throat, right up against your Adam's apple. Now you know exactly who I'm talking about. Your friend, the redheaded one, the La Sombra. My beef isn't with you today. Where is she?
You shot her. Who do you think she is?
She's not dead. I know that much. So where'd she go run off to?
Maybe she didn't. Maybe she did. Kind of scary to think about, isn't it, Duncan?
You feel him lean closer and now whisper in your ear. She took a shot for you to save your life once. As you feel that knife now begin to move down towards your chest. He speaks louder. I wonder what she'll do this time if I finish the job.
Storyteller, may I ask a question?
You may.
May I start injecting myself with Scorpion's touch?
Give me a rouse check as you now envenomate yourself.
Come on, baby. Come on. I need you here. Success.
Do not get hungrier, but you begin to mutter to yourself and will the toxicity to rise in your blood to dangerous levels. As Duncan continues to shout, but he does spin you around and puts his hand up against your throat. You feel yourself up against the wall, looking at him now eyes to eyes, those glowing feral eyes staring down at you as you feel that grip tighten, that blade, just the tip poking against your chest. If you're still around, little one, you have 5 seconds before I finish what I started.
Storyteller, how far away is he?
He's probably about 10 feet.
And how... Hold on. I need to look.
Told you lots of things would be happening tonight.
What would the radius be for Shroud?
Shroud? It is... Prestigian Shroud. It is your Oblivion rating in meters, so it'd be 4 meters wide. So, pretty big.
I'm going to activate that.
Give me a rouse check.
Okay. That's fine. Success! Okay.
Grayson, As soon as Duncan goes 1.
Can I? Oh, do I see her? Do I see the shrouds, or the darkness start to ripple? Grace is basically kind of like guesstimating because when the shadows do weird things.
I'll say for this, I'll allow you to do a wits plus occult to see if you can even get a sense of what might be happening. You have no idea where Crescent is. She vanished. You have really no way to base this and know what's going on.
Okay, that's fine.
Hell, you're not even sure if Crescent is even here anymore.
3 successes.
3 successes.
No.
You can't really tell given the situation. Consider the fact that Duncan is taking a lot of your peripheral attention right now. But is there something you want to do?
Because I don't know if I don't know where she is.
You don't know what she's doing.
I don't know what she's doing. Rapid reflex. I want to grab his knife hand.
Okay. This is what happens. As he holds the knife to your chest, you can feel that tip begin to push in ever so slightly, having you by the neck. 1, 2, 3. Immediately the darkness just envelops you and blackness goes. Just as you feel your hand rapid reflex grab onto the side of the knife. We are now in conflict. Duncan, we're going to jump back over to Onyx. But Onyx, you are currently now on the ground with having your Jordan picked up and leaned up against the wall. He is now clutching this very large stack of binders, portfolios, and notebooks up to his chest, and he's just staring at you, his mouth shut, wide-eyed, unable to move and unable to speak.
I would like to take a look around. Is there anything that I could use to restrain him just in case? I mean, there's already chain somewhere. Is there any extra?
Actually, funny enough, it's not hard to look. As you see like along the wall, thickly away from currently the frothing fresh vampire to your left, you do see there are hooks of utility supplies all up against the wall. One of it do include a pair of handcuffs.
All right. Yeah, we're going to slap that on him.
You just grab the handcuffs, and how do you just straight put him behind his back, in front of him?
I want him... his arms are going to be around the back, and I'm going to move him onto his stomach with his facing me. So it's a lot harder to get up just in case anything goes funky.
You pry the books and papers away from his chest, and he is holding onto it tightly. But unfortunately, unable to move, can't really resist besides just holding a grip. And you manage to in time set it off the side, wrench his arms behind him, and put him on his chest. As he just lays there, unable to do anything about the situation.
Sweet. I'd like to take a look around at all of this god-awful scenery.
Looking around, to say that it concerns you would be an understatement. While the state of the room is in clear disarray, it still gives you a hint as to what might be going on here. In this underside laboratory would be the best way I could describe it. You can see scattering of protective eyewear and different types of scientific equipment, beakers, test tubes, Bunsen burners, stir sticks, all different kinds, scattered about with all over the lab table, some of it broken on the ground. Immediately on the ground, you notice there are in separate locations near where one individual you don't recognize and your quarry are chained up. One is just terrified and just curled up into a ball at a distance long enough away from your quarry to indicate that the chain could not reach her. While your missing boy is still trying to charge at the both of you. Long enough now where you sadly recognize this is a hunger frenzy of a vampire that has been starved. As all sense of knowledge and recognition in his eyes is currently replaced only by the ferocity of the beast. However, there are two other places that chains would be within reach, but where people should be are two piles of ash. You see on a separate lab stand not too far away a pressure pot that you can see the gauge is slowly beginning to tick upward in pressure. You can see a barred lab cell not too far away of the woman in ivory that I mentioned before, as she just looks at you wide-eyed and in shock. Fresh, bloody tears falling down the side of her face as she just barely hear her going through some kind of muttering panic attack.
Oh, shit. Okay, she's muttering to herself.
You can definitely sense,
Holy
just by
hell.
judging on your own mental state at times, he is having a mental breakdown.
All right. I pull out my phone. And I'm gonna start taking photos. Just snapping as I go. And I'm gonna be looking at her just shouting like, "Hold on, sweetheart. Give me a second. Hold on. We're gonna work on this. Give me a sec, all right?"
You look at her
And
as you say this, and she looks at you wide-eyed, like she just acknowledged that you're actually here. She looks around for a moment, and you can just see through the expression in her eyes. You can't see her facial expressions. Entirely covers her face is this porcelain mask that covers up any expression. You do see the whiteness and the darting of her eyes. It kind of indicates sheer shock and disbelief as you speak.
so you said there's a pressure pot slowly rising in pressure too?
There is.
Seeing as we just had a bomb go off, can I release any take a look at it? I don't want it exploding on me.
Go ahead, and
Especially
you're trying to find some way to undo this, and you have no idea what it's doing. There are some tubes connected and feeding some kind of very thick, blackish, reddish fluid, like going into several sections of this pot as it's like raising. There are a few levers and switches kind of going about, but you really have no idea what this setup is or even what it's necessarily for. Your previous premonitions indicate probably not really good. So if you want to try and just instinctually wing it, you can.
cool. Okay.
I'll say at this point, Acer, you've made it to the kitchen. I will say from where you're at, you do see that the freezer door has been left wide open from where your perspective is.
Now, I'm trying not to metagame, so would an open freezer be really weird? Because personally, I think that would be really weird. Okay.
I'm saying based on your experience where you and Grayson had to share a freezer to survive the last Inferno you guys were in, that is very weird.
All right, then I'm going to go towards the freezer. At the same time, I'm just going to be muttering to myself, I was the first one to do it. They took it from me. And I'm just going to keep crawling towards the freezer.
I'll say for brevity here, I'm not have to make you constantly re-roll for potentially a hazardous result, because you conquer the challenge here. You're able to make your way into the freezer where you do see that very quickly from the floor level, there is a chunk of one of the mobile freezer units that have been moved to the side, and there is an open hole into the ground.
What? This dude has a better haven than I do. I got a pretty nice one now. And he's still checking around. He's looking for that pink hair.
You don't see any pink hair. Unfortunately, all that you find as you have to crawl your way on your belly underneath the flames that are now roaring above you. All you can hear is just this constant blowtorch of hellfire that's just inches away from consuming you as well. Is any individuals that were unlucky enough to be trapped here. You climb over two very large men, bloodied in the back of the head, heavily charred and unmoving.
He'll head over to the hole in the, you said 4?
There's a hole in the floor.
Yeah, he'll head over to that.
You manage to climb your way over and look down as it is very dimly lit from one side, as you could hear briefly for a moment the sounds of some kind of scuffling and the sound of faintly crying and the sound of a feral snarling.
All right, he's going to follow the sounds. If people are alive, he's going to see if he can help.
Do you mind if I keep it to Acer's unathletic nature?
Very much so, yeah. He is not athletic. Play it up, my dude.
Onyx, as you're searching through the cabinet, you can't help but jump as you hear, "Shit!" as you spin around in shock to see Acer land ass backwards in a full scorpion on the ground down the hall.
Oh, hell.
It's so hard.
All right, Yu-Gi-Oh, come on in here.
Oh, holy shit, you're actually alive.
You look at Acer
and
and
he's
you
just
see
gonna get up.
along like
He's gonna
one
hop
side
it.
of his body as he comes towards you. There is heavy burn marks that has burned away some of his anime boy cloak and actually has burned into some of his skin. But you actually do see that the flesh underneath it, there is more damage to his body than just these burns. Here's, based on your
Cool.
intelligence, he crawled through the flames for you. Maybe.
Aw. She just she waves him in and points to the pressure pot thing, and she says, "Do you know how to make the thingamajig not explode?"
Would I recognize it being a thin blood as his version of an alchemical set?
Absolutely. In fact, as you walk in, you basically see, as I've described previously, the state of this room and the full impact hitting you. And immediately as a thin blood, with the same type of method, you notice this room is basically a thin blood's cooking lab. And that pot is about ready to fucking go.
Oh dear. Oh, dear. Oh, okay. And he kind of like hobbles over kind of quickly. Bit of a limp on him after the fall. All right. Let's see. First, we're going to turn down the source of the flame because, you know, cooking is very dangerous. And he's going to try and make it not explode.
To try and save this, go ahead and give me an intelligence plus thin blood alchemy.
Okay. Definitely going to use a willpower to re-roll 3 die. Because that is absolutely freaking horrible. And I refuse to let that fail. That's better. My first crit of the night. That's going to be 5 successes.
5 successes. You watch Onyx. To your surprise, as Acer kind of stands up for a minute, just going, you can see the panic begin to lich onto his face. And you're just to think, oh shit, we're fucked. Before he goes, boop, flips a knob, turns the pot a little bit, flips a knob, flips another knob, and you see him actually just detach several hoses very quickly. And you watch as you hear that hard steam, and you're thinking, oh, here it comes. And it begins to die down. And then the pot goes quiet.
I just give him like a, you know, and I move on towards the girl. And I want to approach her carefully and try and start taking care of her.
As soon as you approach, she just kind of leans back like, don't kill me. I promise. Just let me go. I won't say anything about this. I don't even know what's going on here.
Darling, we're not here to hurt you.
I saw those noises upstairs.
You don't even want to know right now. You want to focus on me.
Okay.
If I let you out, are you going to try and hurt me? Do we have an understanding, girl to girl?
Absolutely fucking not! I don't even know what's going on here. I woke up here, I don't know how long ago.
All right. Is she chained up or anything?
You see there is a collar around her neck and a chain to the wall.
So her arms are not free?
Her arms are free, but there's a collar and chain around her neck.
And you said she had a mask on?
This is the brunette that was attached to the wall. The girl in mask on is in the cage.
Gotcha. Okay, this is the one attached to the wall. Okay,
Yes.
yeah.
Sorry, did I misunderstand?
There's a lot going on in this room.
Oh yeah, there's a lot going on.
Okay. No, that's okay. Her first. Yeah, let's see if we can try and unchain her.
Okay.
And I want to continue to like keep kind of whispering like soothing things to be like just calm down. Like try and stay with us.
Just your
Don't make any
natural-
sudden movements.
Just your natural social allure is more than enough to kind of like keep her still. Plus, she just watched you potentially knock out her captor somehow. So she's not fighting this. She kind of just leans back and lets you investigate. Her hands are not bound. The chain is rather short to the wall, but there is no necessarily easy detaching point from the chain to the collar. What you do notice is that the collar around her neck does have a padlock on it.
Okay. then I'm gonna start looking around for a key, and I'm gonna tap Acer as I kind of frantically start looking through stuff and like tapping him, key, can you find a key?
I'll look around. I'll see if I can find a key and maybe see if I find any alchemical notes anywhere that I might want to shove into my pocket here and there, you know.
So I'll say this. While you are both searching, it's not hard to find a set of keys, as luckily, Onyx has restrained the individual that would potentially have them on the ground. And Onyx, you very quickly do find, hanging from one of his belt loop, a massive key ring full of different types of keys, have different shapes and sizes. In the meantime, while Acer is helping you look, Acer, you do find nearby a stack of binders, notebooks, and pages that have been set up to the side rather roughly.
Do I see him looking at those?
It's very obvious he's interested.
You probably see me looking at them. I've already opened up the binder and started sifting through.
And I'm going to be like, that's evidence. Please do not try and take that and run off.
All right, I promise not to take it. And he takes out his phone and starts snapping pictures of all the pages.
So that's enough for her.
Fair enough. As it is quite a lot. So you're going to have to go through for a few minutes to actually go through all this to get some clear photos. But Onyx, you do get the keys off his belt. Domination still effect. He's not moving as you bring it back over. And it takes you quite a few tries to find the right key, as there's about maybe 24 keys on this, as you manage to lean by and finally find the right one, unlatching the collar.
Okay.
She immediately just throws her arms around you in a full hug and begins to weep profusely to your neck.
Oh
my God, why are you so cold?
Awkward pats, and then just grabs her and thank you, sweetie. Just go wait over there. We got a couple of other things.
Be really careful of that one. I think he's got rabies or some kind of disease. He's been trying to eat me all night. As she just immediately gets up and just starts shakily hobbling out the door into the spare room.
All right. And then let's take a look at the gal with the mask.
Wait, you said the girl is leaving the room?
There's a secondary standby room outside the door.
Oh, okay. Okay, I'm going to quickly, because I don't know that, so I'm going to quickly be like, don't leave this room. The upstairs is on fire.
What? But,
damn it.
But how are we going to get out? Without you?
Okay, I grab her. And I grab her by the shoulders, and I look right at her, and I just say, you know what, honey, don't worry about it. You're going to forget all about this in a little bit.
Immediately, as your dominate hits, she just looks at you, thinks for a moment, goes a bit hazy. Where are we?
You got a little bit drugged, a little bit something too funny, and
God.
you're still seeing some stuff.
Okay.
It's okay, but I'm going to need you to sit down, and we're going to wait for something to wear off so we can get you somewhere safe, okay?
I do feel really funny. I feel really weird.
Good. Just go ahead and sit down over there and wait for us. It's going to be a little bit, and don't worry, whatever you're seeing, it's the drugs. You had a lot.
She slowly looks
I'll go
past.
ahead and offer a seat if there's any seats available.
You're able to after you're still taking pictures, by the way. There's a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I'll just kick over a seat and be like, there you go.
As she kind of falls over very awkwardly off to the side, and she just kind of look past you and see the still feral individual at a chain link's end, just going full on ballistic on alien. Goes, yeah, I gotta sit. She slowly, very awkwardly picks up the chair and starts sitting, crosses her leg, and just tries to take up as little of the room as possible. As she now fully believes she's having a very bad trip.
Sweet.
Acid's a hell of a drug.
That it is. Throw a little shrooms in there and you're in La La Land. Let's very carefully turn our attention towards the gal with the mask. Taking photos still as myself.
Yep, lots of photos. I got that. But now we're gonna go back to our other friends here.
Okay, anxiety's setting in. Let's do this.
Let's see here. I need to change the music a little bit for this.
Oh, great. Not like we can hear it anyway, but,
Well, you can. Our audience can.
The stream can hear it, so...
As Grayson, you instantly rapid reflex and grab on to Duncan's wrist. Darkness overtakes all of you as immediately Crescent Shroud erupts from a corner and overtakes this entire back alleyway intersection, so to speak. Immediately, your eyes go dark. You can still feel Duncan holding on to you by the neck, still feel your hand on his wrist. But Crescent, as your eyes look through your own shroud, Duncan, his head whips around and you see a glowing set of feral eyes looking right back at you. There you let's dance. You were the one that initiated. You go. What are you doing? As right now, Duncan is slightly being held onto by Grace at the last second.
So he let go of Grayson, or he's still holding on?
At this current second, he's still holding on to Grayson. You see him try to turn to move and feeling Grayson hold on to him. So it's paused just enough to let you go first. Rapid reflexes coming in clutch.
I am gripped onto him right now.
I'm glad I gave you rapid reflexes. You're welcome, Grayson.
I thank
it served
you
all of us well.
I don't say it enough, but I'll say it again. Thank you so much for this.
I believe. Remind me, storyteller. I think the only weapon that I brought in was 2 daggers.
You have 1 dagger.
1 dagger. Oh, that's
all
even
you
better.
got is your knife.
Fuck! I'm without guns. This is terrible.
Actually, I'm pretty sure I gave her 2 daggers.
Grace.
I was about to say.
Allow
Beretta.
it. You have the Beretta, but I'll allow you to have it. I think you were right. I think it was 2.
Yeah, because I gave her some of my daggers, a spare.
You were right.
Spare set.
You do have 2. Thank you for correction.
Okay, so I have 2 daggers, and then I'm assuming I see the Beretta on Grayson.
Give me wits and awareness. It's
okay. Well,
you never saw him. You never saw him take it.
I would like to use willpower.
20 willpower damage.
Crit, then that's 6 with the messy crit.
6 successes with the messy crit. Let's see here. One moment. I'm making sure some things are adjusted so that way this goes smoothly. This is now turned into a very
goes smoothly.
Situation. Well,
buttery.
Okay. So Crescent, as you feel Duncan's challenge reach you, your eyes wide for quick solutions, quick answers, you do see as Grayson is struggling with Duncan in this brief exchange for a moment, this moment of hesitation, you see a bit of his vest coat kind of slick back a little bit. You do see the slightly curved hilt of a firearm. But immediately, for a split moment, that beast clouds your senses. Your eyes dial in, you feel your fangs shut out, and you lose control for just a moment as you feel that beast dig into you. You take a stain. As for a moment, you lose control of your beast. And that does break the tenant. But you are now aware that Grayson does hold some kind of firearm on him in this exchange with Duncan.
The most that I've got is the shroud, and that's not working. So naturally, I would go for the firearm. So I have to go for the firearm. So I'm going to rapid reflex, but I want to try and make it look like I'm just trying to dodge him. So I want to kind of focus on him while subconsciously kind of moving more towards like behind Grayson.
You're making a feint, faking him out.
Yes, I'm faking him out.
All right. For this is going to be manipulation plus athletics.
Okay. That is all hunger dice. I love it. 3 successes.
That's it. Okay. 3 successes. As you rapid reflex, he does, while his eyes do track you for a split second before snapping to you, you do feel him lean out of the way as it looks like you're about to strike at him before you reach over, and you feel Grayson Crescent's hand reach to your side and yank away. You hear the tearing of fabric as the pistol is forcefully yanked away. A small breeze now as your outfit has been ripped open from the pocket as she yanks out the Beretta out of your side pocket.
It's not my jacket. Not this time.
That's your response.
You now have your Beretta in your hand. That was your go. Grayson, unfortunately you have to react last because you're the one trying to hold him down. In this moment, as Crescent has moved into close quarter combat with both you and him, Duncan is immediately going to see. Yeah, he's going to move you. He's actually going to try and reverse grapple you as immediately you feel your hand on his wrist, he's immediately going to try and spin his hand around, throw your arm behind you, and use you as a body cover, essentially. So this is going to be for you a strength plus brawl versus his strength plus brawl.
Yes. Okay. All right.
He is going to burn a willpower. Yeah, a little extra boost. All right, you got.
How much willpower do I have left? Probably not a lot. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna use willpower. I want to reroll.
All right, go ahead, burn the willpower.
Okay. Thank you. 8 successes with a critical. Oh my God. Oh, you're going nowhere. I hope.
I'll be damned.
Oh my God. Sorry, I need that crit so bad.
Well, it's a worthwhile quit because he had 7 successes.
Yeah.
You immediately feel him tug you hard, and you immediately just dig your foot and put your second hand on his wrist, holding him in place as he snarls at you. Fuck, so be it. As he's going to just take a small step, lean into you, and he's going to just switch. You watch as he actually, you can't see. Crescent, you watch as the hand that's currently holding the knife, he flicks it, grabs it with his free hand, letting go of Grayson's throat, and he's going to spin backwards and try and go straight towards you, the back knife strike.
This isn't D&D. I don't have a reaction.
You can try and dodge.
I would like to, if that is a possibility.
So for you, it's either trying to counterattack or to dodge.
Oof.
Mind you, if you're going to try to use your gun, you're going to take a penalty because you're in close range.
But wouldn't that count as trick shot?
It mitigates the penalty because it gives you a +1, -2, so you get a -1.
Gotcha. Okay. I need to dodge for now. I need to get a better vantage.
All right, this would be a dexterity plus athletics to try and sidestep it away from his blow as he's going to come straight towards you. He is going to rouse. Just not get hungrier.
I can't do that shit right now. Okay.
Is he at any disadvantage because I have I'm just trying
he cannot move.
Oh, that's good.
Which is good for a variety of other reasons.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he's gonna beat me. Okay. There's nothing I could do. They're practically all hunger dice, and there's no reason I would spend willpower to change that.
You could always try and use fleetness if you want to.
I thought I couldn't.
That's on. It was on your turn. You can use it defensively.
Oh.
Remember, when you're trying to dodge, you can try and use fleetness to dodge. You can't just use it to attack.
See, Onyx, we're still learning this too, okay? All right, I will, yeah, I would love to add fleetness. That'd be freaking grandiose.
Give me a rouse check.
Oh, wait, that requires a rouse check.
It
that
does.
was what I was trying to avoid.
If you don't want to, you don't have to.
Oh, damn it! I'm so close to 5!
Fleetness, you can add 2 dice to your roll. Because it's your celerity rating.
Yep. So practically nothing. Okay.
Hey, whatever helps.
Yeah, but against Duncan, a person like Duncan, this isn't really helping me all that much.
Anything will help.
Actually, all my successes are on hunger dice. I will burn a willpower. So that makes it. Okay.
What do you have?
I have 5 successes.
5 successes. Fortunately, he beat you by a margin of 2.
Yeah, kind of.
So immediately, as you try to dodge out of the way, you watch as his eyes just completely track you like a predator locked onto his target, and you realize before it even happens, as you feel a sharp sting of a blade go straight underneath your ribcage and twist. You can feel the immediate slicing up into your lung. You thank God you're dead and you don't need to breathe, but it still hurts as you take 4 points of superficial, reduced to 2. Take 2 points of superficial damage. He cannot move, and you feel it rip the blade away. Grayson, you're up.
I don't have him grappled, do I?
You do. You currently have him grappled.
Oh, I'm gonna bite into him.
Okay.
I'm gonna fucking bite into this motherfucker. I'm doing it.
All right.
If I hear her in pain, I'm ripping into him.
Okay. We're getting interesting here.
Yes.
This is going to be a strength plus brawl, and you don't have a mitigation because you have him grappled. You know? He's going to counterattack.
Yeah, I figured. You know what? I'm a bastard. I'm gonna roll. I'm gonna try and rouse the blood.
All right, go and rouse.
I am not getting hungrier.
Not getting hungrier. Good. However, I am going to use my 1 ST, and I'm taking all 3 of my dice. I'm going to burn another willpower.
Uh-oh. Oh, fuck. Oh, don't be like that, please. I'm begging you. Okay, hold on. This sucks, but I'm going to use another willpower. I'm just burning through right now.
Okay, smoke him if you got him.
Smoke him if you got him, I guess. Dice, stop it. Get it, you're excited. Nope, it just made it worse. That's 6 successes, but with a messy critical.
That's the critical. So this is what happens. As you hold on to him, not needing your sight, you grab and twist as you feel your fangs extend, and you reach out and bite. All of a sudden, as your fangs snap down, you feel a hard elbow right in the straight of your throat. As you snap down on top of your own tongue, feeling your own vitae fill your mouth as he rips away, kicks you off to the side. You feel him slip away from your grasp. 1 more success than you at 7, and you gain a point hungrier as the beast inside screams at the loss of you. Duncan has now slipped out of your grasp. And you have an attack, but you can try and move around. You are currently blind. So essentially, the way you are right now, stuck in Crescent's Void, anything to do with sight is at a penalty. You can still move freely. Sounds are very muffled to you. So it's not like you're restricted. You just don't have a hold of Duncan any longer. The attempt to try and bite him, he managed to slip away from you. What do you want to do?
I mean, I guess I'll move in the direction of the whatever the muffled noises I can hear. It's
Okay.
the best I can do. Just maybe flank him, I guess.
Fortunately, you move towards the noises, which currently the loudest noise would be Crescent. As you get closer to her female voice, you feel you're closer to her. But that's the best you can honestly do at this point if you're just trying to reposition, as you kind of square up with her.
Yep.
Alrighty. Crescent comes right back to you as you watch, as you get to just barely rip away from a nasty knife strike. You manage to pull away just in time to watch as Grayson tries to chomp down, narrowly missing Duncan by inches, him taking a shot to the throat and standing away, the eyes still locked onto you. But you do start to see the slightest hint of a smile on his.
I'm gonna go. I guess I'm sort of back to back with Grayson at this point.
Curly Grayson
back.
is shoulder to shoulder with you, and he's kind of slightly facing away from the situation. As you can see, his eyes wide, his face furrowed into frustration and contact, but he can't see. You can see his eyes darting around widely, just trying to listen, and you feel him bump into you ever so slightly.
I'm gonna kind of press into his back so that we're going back to back, so that we can cover all of our bases, and then. Is Duncan diagonal of me, straight in front of me?
He is straight ahead of you, holding his knife to his face, ready for another fight.
I'm going to aim and take a shot. Rapid reflex it.
All right. You immediately begin aiming, try to fire off quickly. Go ahead and roll dexterity plus firearms. And I'll say for this, using rapid reflexes to try and get a little extra speed, I'll give you 2 bonus die to try and hit.
Okay.
Because you're trying to
right.
get him quickly. So many fucking dice.
It's actually quite a bit of dice. Fuck it, I'm gonna risk it. This is everything. I'm gonna rouse the blood.
All right, hunger check.
Success. Okay. Yes. Yes.
You
yes,
add
yes.
another roll die to your dexterity.
All right, that is.
You're gonna rouse the blood as well. Fails.
May I use one of my last willpowers? One of mine.
You may do so.
I've got 2 left. Okay, I've got 2 left, and this is like really freaking close.
He is also going to use a willpower.
You guys got this. I believe in you.
11 successes.
11 successes. So that Beretta is considered a medium caliber weapon. You beat him with a margin of 2. He's going to activate toughness to help mitigate that. But let's see, with a margin of 2 plus the medium caliber makes 5. You watch as you swing by, he aims at you, you both narrate each other before you rapid reflex. Two shots up as fast as you can. Immediately the same plate, he takes a knife in hand, tosses it, and throws it straight at you. Just in the time the knife is about to leave his hand, you actually watch the bullet ricochets off part of his shoulder, sending him spiraling, the knife going wide off into the distance, barely missing you. Feel some of the razor slide past some of your hair as it just whizzes right by you. He spins back snarling, damn it! Barely got him. He does take some damage.
You're welcome for my Beretta.
I did, and I will thank you for that later.
That was your rapid reflexes, that was your discipline, and you attacked. What do you want to do now?
I can't do mending. I'm not going to push my luck with that. And then,
hungry.
yeah, I'm about to bite into Duncan myself. As far as I can't do anything else.
All right, moving on to Duncan.
I'm just back to back racing.
As that shot bounces off his shoulder, he spins around immediately and comes charging straight for you. Eyes wide and focused straight on you. Actually watch as he reaches into the side of his belt and pulls out a small butterfly knife and starts coming straight towards you to try and gut you.
I'm going to counterattack.
Okay. What are you trying to counter? Are you trying to shoot him or are you trying to just hit him? Do you still have your knife?
Yeah, I'm going to try and take my knife and kind of dodge down, but jab it into the back. Or
All
the
right.
back side of him.
Dex plus melee. As we're going in CQC. Who wants this to hurt? Seeds and a rouse check.
I'm going to regret.
He's got blood to spare.
5, 6 successes.
6 successes.
And it is a messy crit.
This is what happens. Instantly, you both go into a flurry of rapid blows, knives blocking and taking out. You keep trying to find an angle on each other, and neither of you are actually able to make purchase. Both are trying to counter strike back and forth. 3, 4, 5, 6 blows go back and forth, and not a single one of you actually lands a blow. But then you finally break through just a moment as Grayson, you can hear Crescent snarl, this guttural feral sound that just erupts out of her throat. Fangs extend as you manage to just thrust forward Crescent, and you barely nick him off the side of the cheek. Not enough to do damage, as he also got 6. So you cancel each other out. But as a result of your messy critical, as you slice just barely along the side of his cheek, barely touching him, a small bit of blood, a small bit of vitae comes through. Instantly, your eyes go wide as that hunger, that potent vitae is close enough for you to smell it. I need you to go ahead and make a frenzy check for me as a result of this messy critical.
Okay.
It's going to be a hunger frenzy.
Uh-huh.
It's going to be your unspent willpower, half your humanity rounded down.
It's only 3 dice. Is there even a chance that I'm going to succeed that?
Possibly.
Fail, fail, success. 1 success.
It's not enough.
Yeah, kind of figured as much.
Immediately, as soon as that vitae hits you,
Did you already pull from the blood bags?
you can pull for this. You can pull for this if you want. It goes for any roll.
Oh, it's only 1 success, though, and do I really want to do it for this?
It's up to you.
I also don't want to hurt Grayson.
I mean, we have it there for a reason if you want to pull.
I'm going to pull 3.
You take your pull. You pull 3.
Yeah, is okay with that?
Yeah.
I didn't want you to take any, that's why I mentioned it.
Well, thank you. All right. So that is 3. Okay, 4 successes instead.
4 successes. That is enough. As you immediately just tighten the grip on your will and bring yourself back in control. You know, the longer this fight goes on, the more vitae that is spilled, the more times you're going to have to resist this. And you have 2 kindred, full of blood, precious, precious, life-giving blood, standing right next to you. One friend, foe. Grayson, it is your go. As you can hear the blows being exchanged back to each other. Feral snarl, nearly feral Crescent. As you feel Crescent's back up against yours. Remember, you can try and fight back, you just can't see. So basically, for mechanics-wise, you can do things, but you're at a penalty.
Yeah, and he is a fully grown Bruja with a shit ton of combat.
Gangrel, but yes.
Who I know for a fact, you're right, I wouldn't know that out of character. I'm gonna try to grab him again.
You're just gonna try and grab him?
I'm gonna try. I can hear it, and Crescent is. I'm back to back with her, so I just need to grab the other whatever figure she's fighting. I would know it's got to be Duncan.
All right, go ahead and give me a athletics brawl, but you're at -3 as you cannot see him. You're relying only on your sound. -3, but you can add your grappling specialty, so only -2. I know, it's a lot. This is a very big deal.
I don't think I can get him with 2 dice.
No.
You have more athletics brawl than that.
No, I have 0 athletics, actually.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Strength and brawl. I'm so sorry.
No, that's why I asked.
No, thank you.
I would
sorry.
understand if it's athletics,
strength and brawl -2. That's my fault. I'm sorry.
You're good. Strength and brawl. Okay, well that changes.
I am having also mush brain.
Yeah. It's that day. I get 2 successes.
That's have to resist, so never know. Let's see what he's got.
My luck is not good enough for that.
Grayson, in the flurry of blows, as you hear Crescent snarl, the world seems to slow down for you for just a moment. As you quickly just snap out, and your hand finds purchase on her wrist, and you swing your body around and begin to bear hug Duncan along the waist and hold him to your chest as you hear him snarl and fight against you, unable to slip away just in time. You go bad.
Okay, the world hasn't told me to F off yet. Okay, all right. Okay. So I have grappled him.
You have grappled him. That was your quote-unquote action. You still have a discipline if you want to try and use this. I will remind you, you are envenomed.
That's true. I don't think I could inject him.
You could try and force feed it to him.
Wow. Scene's getting really dark all of a sudden.
Or you can just try and spit it out of at a penalty. It's up to you.
Oh no! I'll grab the back of his head and I'll just start puking poisonous blood in his mouth.
I mean, thematically speaking, you did just bite your tongue. So
my mouth is full of my blood right now.
We'll tell you you're inventive, but yeah, you can lick your tongue and just try and spit it into his mouth. So let's see here.
Oh, now I can't bite him.
Oh, that's not true.
Technically, you can. This is more of a hurts him kind of thing.
I mean, just don't touch his face.
So I can double check my roll for this.
He's mama birding him.
He's mama birding.
I am
pure fucking hate.
Just fucking.
Let's see here. This is going to be. This is going to be your. I'll say it's going to be a straight plus blood sorcery.
Okay.
And that's going to be versus his stamina and fortitude.
Oof, God, he probably has a ton of fortitude.
So he's going to rouse for this.
I don't know if I should roll for or rouse for this again.
Willpower.
That's what we do. We just make them burn through their willpower really quickly. That's our plans. All right, fuck it, rousing.
All right.
I do not get hungrier.
There we go. Another die to it.
Come on, baby. Come on. I'm rolling for I'm in Las Vegas and I'm down 3 chips.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner, yes. Another 6 successes.
You lean back to get this full grab. You grab over, grab the top of his head, and pry him back as you immediately begin to just slam as much of this toxic Vitae venom just straight out of your mouth. You hear him just cough and gag before spitting straight back out of your face and popping you straight in the chest. As he manages to get right back in your face, unfortunately, 8 successes. He managed to resist it, unfortunately. So close, but you still have him grappled. As unfortunately, as you hear him curse and swear, we're going to go ahead and pull out for now. As it is almost 1 o'clock. We are in the middle of very dangerous combat. Between a very
We're
dangerous
ending it with baby bird blood vomit.
Pretty
How
much.
dare you?
So many things happening at once, and you will all have to unfortunately wait till next time. So for now, thank you all for joining us, and I apologize for the sudden cliffhanger. As we literally ended on toxic baby vomit, but only in Vampire Masquerade. Leave it to a Tremere to end things in style. For now, thank you all so much. Be sure to mind where you go out tonight. You never know what you might stumble into. Good night, everyone. We'll see you all next week.
Good night.
Good night, all.